7:06. Agenda item number 1, petitions by citizens on non-agenda items. All right, number 2, rate adjustments.
So everybody should have the memo in front of them regarding the operating expense adjustment. So it says per ordinance, any positive changes in operating expenses, not including the cost of power, shall be passed on. The operating expenses per the 4/30/25 audit indicated increase in operating expenses, which calculates to a rate increase of 0.011405, which will bring the residential base rate to 0.04576. The last time we had an operating rate increase was for the 5/1/23 audit. Last year we did not have an electric operating expense adjustment. There are some more documents in the packet that will tell you exactly on average what a 520 kilowatt per month customer would experience. With this increase, it would be approximately $593 more per month. And then a customer with an average of 1,162 kilowatts per month would be $1,325 more monthly with accepting this. And this is just for the operating expense adjustment. This does not include the cost of power that we get from INDA. So this is just the City of Waterloo's operating expense adjustment that we have in our ordinance.
What's included in that number? In that line item, the operating expense? If it's not the cost of the power, is it
infrastructure?
Yes.
Okay.
I guess salaries probably.
Everything.
That's good.
Yeah,
Salaries,
everything is included
benefits.
in the budget.
Salaries, benefits,
everything.
all that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean equipment, everything. I imagine.
All right, anybody have any questions for Sarah?
What is our average consumer's monthly consumption? I have no idea how much power I use a month.
So,
I was able to
JR
find
and
them
I
out
were
to
looking
see.
at that earlier.
Yeah.
And what did you say this?
Typically, IMEA bases around 9,500 kilowatt hours per month for residential. You could go up to 10,000
Right.
kilowatt hours per month.
I just pulled two
Gary's
customers.
neighborhood more than my neighborhood.
I pulled two customers that were kind of like an average, and to give you guys an idea of what each of those look like.
Okay. So the average is probably in between the two that we're looking
Probably about
at.
$8.
Sure.
Something like that, $8 or $9.
I think I calculated about 9.
9.
9.
Okay.
And again, this is by ordinance.
Yes.
And I'm sure you said this, and I was reading, might have missed it. And it's calculated by how?
The operating expenses from the latest fiscal year divided into the previous fiscal year, and then it goes to the consumption from that last fiscal year goes into it.
Okay.
Would we attribute this increase to just general inflation, the way everything's been going? It's been a couple of years, but it is a bigger increase than last time, and I understand. Since 2023, nothing has gone down, so is it really just, is there anything specific that drove this, or is it really just a case of everything's getting expensive?
I think, the cost of living and the cost of all of the supplies and everything, it does appear that they have just gone up. So I would think that has a lot to do with it.
I would say, yeah, so the operating expenses, there has to be something in the budget or somewhere that shows, line by line, because that's what we're basing it off of.
Yeah.
And I would just say probably next time just print that out so you can look through that and see what it all entails.
Where you can see it happen. Yeah.
Because not having a raise for the last 3 years, 2 years, whatever, I mean, it is really good. That's something that hasn't been happening, but it isn't. I'm the same way. I'd like to know, did we buy a bunch of transformers? Was it a new truck? Was it the salaries? I mean, It's obviously not anything that's going to impact anyone's bill in a large way. But yeah, I understand the question. What's that, Gary?
Towards-
It's $100 a year.
Yeah.
In your audit book, so if you look at your audit books, it's towards the back under the electric fund.
Yeah. You got that in there, John?
I don't have it with me.
No. I saw something in there.
Spiral book.
This is the budget. I got the wrong one. That one's sitting on my desk. For light reading.
So this was 25, FY 25.
Yes,
Right?
yes.
So we saw an increase in wire, materials.
Sure.
You know, all of that is going up, and I think it's finally catching up with the budget process. You know, and our equipment is about stayed the same. Some of our, other things have stayed the same year over year. Just like equipment house and stuff.
I'll make a motion to approve the utility rate increase per ordinance based on the information here. That would be 0.00508. Or wait, that was the 23 was the increase. 0.11405. Sorry.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, motion carried. 3, comments?
I have a question. I'm not on this particular committee, but when it says per ordinance shall be passed on, we'd have to revise the ordinance, right?
So, yes, so the next city council meeting, I'll have an ordinance.
I understand, but if we didn't do this, we'd have to revise our current ordinance to say
Correct.
it wouldn't be shall be, it'd be
Right.
can be. And we really don't have a choice unless we revise that ordinance.
Correct.
That's the legal way of reading this, I guess, right? Okay. Clarifying.
And designed basically to prevent you from getting behind and when it costs us to produce power
Yeah.
or to deliver it.
Deliver power.
Deliver it.
Maintain it.
All right, any other comments? All right, we will adjourn can I get a motion to adjourn? Gary? Can I get a second? Matt? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion adjourned